Tanisha's Beauty Supply, beauty power and style, power and style. Tanisha's Beauty Supply, beauty power and style, power and style. Got whatever you need.
It's Tanisha with Tanisha's Beauty Supply Store. I know it has been a long time since I've talked to you. I have just been swamped with the relocation of Tanisha's Beauty Supply Store.
Be sure to like and subscribe to help us get the information out to those interested in opening their own businesses.
Those of you who follow me know that I was located in a suite inside of a larger building, and I actually moved my store about 6 months ago out of that suite. It was about 1,200 square feet into my own location, street front location. Obviously, so that I could reach a larger audience. Some people were wondering, how is it going? So I'm bringing you this video today to give you an update of how everything is going for my new location of Tanisha's Beauty Supply Store. It's been about 6 months. I explained in another video, Beauty Supply Store Hunt, the grueling journey of looking for a space. And finally, I found one. For a while, I wasn't sure that this was the right location. I didn't feel that it had enough African American population at first. I also felt that it would be too small. My thinking has evolved since then, since I've been here in the 6 months. I do feel like there is enough African American population. I would prefer to be in an area that had more African American population, but this does work. I also now feel that this 1,500 square foot space is just right. For one, the overhead is not as expensive as if I would have gotten a larger space. I wanted a much larger space, but now I'm very grateful that I don't have all of those overhead bills that comes with a larger space. Expensive rent. I did not know that I would have to start from zero. Really, I would have to start from scratch, building my reputation and customer base all over again, simply because when I was in the suite, I had a built-in customer base. There were so many hairdressers and barbers within that building that I had a customer base built in. The problem with that situation was I was not going to be able to reach the general public. Most people do not want to go into a building down the hallway to get to a beauty supply store. I knew I wanted to be on the main street, and I ended up on Coolidge Highway. It's a busy street. However, I did have to work, and still do. I still have to work my marketing. I have to work my promotions in order to get my sales to where the store is covering its expenses. It's growing though. It is working only because, for one, the grace of God, and two, I am working it. I am working hard. That's why I have not been making my YouTube videos lately, but I'm back. And I'm going to be making my videos again. I also still am doing the beauty supply coaching one-to-one. If you're interested in beauty supply coaching, you can go to my website, tanishasbeautysupply.com, and you can sign up for one-to-one coaching, and you and I can have a conversation, and you can ask me the questions that are most concerning to you, and I can provide you my suggestions and my feedback. The beauty supply classes, I do have another class coming up, so you want to hit my website for that date. I usually hold about one per month, so you want to hit my website up. If you don't catch the class, you can always do the coaching. Actually, a lot of people prefer the coaching over the classes because they have all of my time to themselves, and they don't have to wait for a group of people to ask questions before we can get to their question. They have all of my time to themselves. So that's on my website, one-to-one coaching, tanishasbeautysupply.com. Bringing you the real, as I always do. It has been a struggle. And when I tell y'all, when I first got here in my new location, there were almost every day I questioned myself whether I should leave it open or whether I should close it. I had struggles with customers coming in because they didn't know me. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know my existence, and I had to market. And like I said, I'm going to be continuing to make videos and giving you all tips of what I did to overcome those obstacles. So now I'm flowing, I'm gaining momentum, and now I know this was a very good choice. I still have those days every now and then though, and I'll ask myself, well, should I have relocated here? But I've made peace with my decision. I'm happy with my decision, and it's growing. I'm seeing progress week by week. My sales are growing, my staff has grown. I struggle with staffing. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh my God. Oof. When I was in the suite, we had attained a solid staff, and I only had about 4 people, and everyone knew their workday. There were very few call offs. Everyone was just so cohesive. When I got here, literally there were a couple of days I couldn't even open the store due to, first of all, I didn't have enough staff, and I didn't want to start with hiring unknown people in my new location because I needed to build my systems. I needed to get my systems in place for the new location. I didn't want to hire a bunch of people that I didn't know right away until I had solidified my systems. But during that process, oh my goodness, it was horrific. I had just a few people. They only had availability for small pieces of the day. I didn't have people who were available whole days. And then we had staff members who had issues with their health. My faithful staff members that have been with me for years, there was no one to cover for them. And when we would reach out, can you cover for so-and-so? There was no availability. So there were, I would say, out of my 6 months that I've been here, there were probably 4 or 5 days that I couldn't even open. And that ate a hole in my psyche because I believe in professionalism all the way. African Americans already have the reputation as business people that we don't do business right. We half do it. We're not professional. And all of the years that I've been in the beauty supply industry, I've always prided myself in making sure that my doors were open during my open hours. And it was hard because I don't do business that way. I'm going to be bringing you videos explaining how I overcame those obstacles with my staffing, how I overcame the obstacle with getting people in the door. There were a lot of days. There were, like, when I first opened, some days I had 0 people, especially on Sundays, because I'm open on Sundays from 11 to 3 for short hours. And I would have a paid person here, and I would have 0 income from that day. I had to carry the store out of my pocket, beyond my pocket, and I'm still carrying it, but now it's easier because the store is growing now, so it is generating some revenue. But there were plenty of days when I first opened that I had to carry the store out of my pocket and beyond my pocket. Still have not gotten a bank loan. I'm okay with that because I'm going to open another store, and I want to save my credit, my business credit, and prepare my business credit for that venture. This one, because I don't have a really large space, I'm okay with the way it is without having a bank loan. But when I do my next venture where I open my store number 2, that's when I'm going to take advantage of obtaining a bank loan. So that was a struggle, staffing. I do now have a full staff at this time, so that's doing very well. And like I said, I almost gave up. I remember sitting in the floor, organizing some of the hardware, and I just stopped and I said, Tanisha, what are you doing? What are you doing? And that was those were the days when there were only like 2 people coming in, and I just knew, because I've gotten on a busy street, that oh my God, they're gonna flood in. They're gonna at least 10. I expected at least 10 to 15 people from day one opening. 2, 0 to 2, and then on a good day there would be 6 people. So I had to learn the hard way about promotion, about marketing, and things like that. But I remember sitting on the floor by the window in the store, and I just asked myself, what are you doing? What are you doing? This makes no sense. You don't live here. You don't have enough staff. You don't have customers to cover the expenses. What are you really doing with your life? And I know that every business owner has those moments. I remember telling God, I need you to confirm to me that I'm supposed to be here. Mind you, when I was looking for the space, I told God, close every door you don't want me to walk in and open the door you do. And this was the spot. This was the only door that was open out of the 6 months that I searched for a space. This was the only door that was open. So I sat on the floor and I said to myself, I'm not going to keep donating money to this business. And so many times during that 6 months that I've been here, I said, okay, I'm going to close it. I remember one time, one of the workers who was working, that worker was the backup person. And that worker texted me and said, I'm not going to be able to be here. Is there anyone who could be the backup for today? And I just texted the worker back. I said, you are the backup. There is no backup because you're the backup. And I determined that day when I was texting that person, I determined that day that, you know what, if it's closed, it's closed. It could just shut all the way down at this point, because I don't have to do this. I'm a teacher. And I've been a teacher for over 20 years. I'm going to be okay. I have a house. I have a car. I don't need this. So I'm just giving you all some of the things that I was thinking. I don't have to do this. And so I told God, I said, okay, Lord, I follow your lead. The Bible says, acknowledge him in all of your ways, and he will direct your paths. I follow God's lead. I don't do anything without his lead. And I told God, I said, if you want me to be here, I need you to confirm to me. I even went and started looking at other spaces that were busier, and those doors were closed. One space I saw that was not too far from where I am had a higher percentage of African American population. I looked at it and somebody got it. I looked at another space. It was going to be too big, which was going to be too much rent. And I said, okay, maybe God is telling me to just stay where I am. That same day that I had prayed that prayer, 2 ladies came into the store and they were just so excited. And one of the ladies had visited us before. She brought 2 of her friends and they all just purchased wigs. They sat around, they laughed, they talked. They told me, we are so glad you're here. And I told those ladies, I said, God really used y'all today, because I really asked him for a confirmation as to whether or not I'm in the right spot. When I looked at those other spaces or inquired about them, they were either too expensive or weren't available. And then these ladies walk in the door saying, we're so glad you're here. Other people were saying, so glad you're here. We really, really want to be able to get our beauty supply products from our own people who understand us. We really love your customer service. And everyone that came in, just about, they were giving compliments. They were just relieved. They would come in and they would, oh my God, thank God, you're Black owned. Oh, we've been waiting for this. God sent me the confirmations that yes, you're in the right spot, but you are going to have to work this. You're not in the suite with a lot of hairdressers and barbers. You are going to have to work this in your advertising, your marketing. It will work if you work it, like Jake say. It will work if you work it. So I got really busy on promoting my business, started doing things that would bring people in the door. I know non-traditional things, and I'll share some of those things in the videos that I'm going to be bringing you. That was the story I had to share with y'all. I'm going to give you a tour of my store and what it looks like now. I'm in a position right now that I am just happy. I'm really, really happy because like today, I'm just taking my time. The store is closed now. We're finished for the day. Taking my time, going through the store, organizing, putting out inventory. I'm happy because I'm doing what I really want to do, is coming together. The sweat, the tears, the blood is all starting to show a change, and it's starting to pay off, and it's fun. I am really enjoying myself. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm not sharing this video to persuade you to go into the beauty supply business or anything like that. I'm just bringing you honest insight of what it is for me in my journey in the beauty supply business. But I'm going to take you around my store. Don't forget, if you would like coaching, one-to-one coaching, or you would like to join one of Tanisha's beauty supply classes, just go to my website, Tanisha'sBeautySupply.com. You can sign up there. If you have problems, shoot me an email and I can help you through it. As we go through the store, if you see wigs that you like, I'm also updating my website to add more of the wigs that we have. But if you see wigs that you like, you can always order them, Tanisha'sBeautySupply.com. So we're going to start from the outside of my beauty supply store. And you can see here my letters, beauty supply, they light up. There was supposed to be a Tanisha's above that, but the channel letters are the most expensive way you could go with the sign. I just didn't have enough money to get the Tanisha's up there. There was a empty space here where a sign used to be with the former person. So I just had a sign put there that was really inexpensive and affordable. And that's where my name is. That way you could see it from both angles. But make sure you check with the city, get a permit when you do your sign, because if they don't approve it, they can make you take it down. This is the store from the outside coming in. As you can see, I'm on a busy street. It's kind of slow right now because it's a little later in the day, but it's a busy street. I'll take you inside. Coming inside, I do have the sensor. That is really important because you could be busy working and someone could walk in and you don't even know it. So that's really important. And I have some jewelry here. I do carry a lot of wigs. As I teach in my other videos, wigs and hair must be a major part of your beauty supply store, simply because, first of all, women love wigs. Second of all, you're not going to make that much money on consumable products like gel, edge control, shampoo, conditioner. Not going to make that much money on that. But you do double your money on wigs and jewelry. And what I did, instead of just having all of the jewelry like in a case or hanging, for every mannequin that I have, I put a piece of jewelry on the mannequin, so people can just buy the jewelry right off the mannequin. So they're not just, you can use your mannequins for more than just wigs. So you can put all of your jewelry. Since it's such a small space, you'll see that I have 2 rooms. My intention was to knock down the 2 rooms so that it's one open space. But the quotes that I got from what it would take to knock the walls down, once again, I'm funding this out of my pocket. I said, nope, we're gonna use what we have. We're gonna work with what we have. And I left the walls up. What I do in my small space, and the fact that I don't have a lot of industrial shelving, I just really go like a boutique kind of style where it's cute, beautiful, and comfortable. And so people like coming in here because it makes them feel like they're in a touch of elegance. But what it is I don't have a lot of space. And so your small beginnings can really bring out your creativity. You'll notice that, like this small little table here, eventually I'm definitely going to change it, but for now this is what I have and it's working. And what I did with these mannequin heads, I just took all of the bob wigs, or what I did, I just used this table and said, you know what? We're only going to put bob wigs here. And so what that does is it gives it uniformity and a touch of elegance because it's organized. As you can see, most of my shelving came from IKEA, and this is what I have now, and this is what I'm working with. And like I said, I'm okay with it. People come in, they like it. Now, you have some people that they won't shop with you because they say, oh, you don't have a whole lot of stuff. But what I do is I target the things that people need. And so 97% of the customers that come in, they end up finding what they need or something equivalent. And then what we tell people is that you can let us know what you want and I'll carry it. Even if, and they don't know this, but even if I got to go down the street to the beauty supply store and pick it up, I just make sure that I have it. So I also use my mannequins for just not just jewelry, but sunglasses to showcase those. Starting small ignites your creativity. And the display of things really matters. The jewelry case I already had from my other store. And sometimes what I do with my wigs, instead of just having a wig, I'll do something unique. Like, I only have one passion twist wig right now. They're not cheap. And so what I did was just put this part up top and just took some of the Chinese sticks and stuck it in there. That way you advertise not only the wig, you make it look enticing so people will buy it. And then you also advertise the fact that you sell the Chinese sticks. So the pack hair that I have mainly one brand of pack hair, but it's a very good brand. And so when people come and ask, well, do you have this brand? Do you have that brand? I let them know, no, I don't have that brand right now, but let me show you this brand. Let me show you how this feels. So like you can leave a pack of your pack hair open so that they can feel how it feels and let them know a lot of times it's a name. It doesn't mean that it's a different hair. It's a name, and you can just advertise what you have if you know you carry good stuff. Like my braiding hair, it's right here. I don't have a big giant wall of it, but I have a very good brand of braiding hair. People love it. They know that it works and they like it. And so what I did over here, I put this corner to be, I call it the men's corner, barber's corner, things that they would use in the barber shop or things that men tend to use for their beards. Organize that into one space. The windows, I wanted something that had a lot of windows so you can see that sometimes people are driving down the street and they'll tell me, I had to stop and turn around because I saw those wigs. So at first in this corner here, I had shampoo because I thought, oh, they would see that it's a beauty supply store and they would come in. No, that wasn't working. So I learned the hard way that no, you got to put wigs in your window. So just a tip. And then there's wigs over here too, so that people see in the windows there are wigs. In my shampoo area, in my conditioner area, and then once again, the IKEA shelving. And just having everything neat, pulled to the front, organized. Okay, somebody moved this. And I don't like that, but I'm going to leave that alone right now. My staff knows that I have a pet peeve of people moving things. And the reason that's a pet peeve is because you may have a sale and somebody's asking you for something like, say, for example, this right here. It's supposed to be over here. Somebody took it upon themselves. That's what I was explaining to you all earlier. Staffing can be a little difficult sometimes because you're dealing with different personalities and different, you have to teach people while letting them grow in their creativity. So it's not always easy, but the problem with moving things is if something is somewhere and a customer is looking for it and a worker is trying to find it, they're going to go to the space that they know that it should be. But then if somebody took it upon themselves to move it, you can really end up missing a sale because the person is not knowing, oh, it's over here. That's why I have such a pet peeve with moving things. So because I have a small space, I use towers. So you'll see this here, and you can just get grid hooks and hang on there. And then there's another tower right here. So this helps me. There's another tower right here. So that helps me with my small space. So this is the room that was supposed to be torn down before I got ridiculous quotes. And I haven't given up. I plan to do my renovation like the day or two after Christmas when the store is dead. And that way I can afford to shut down for a good week so that we can get the walls torn down. But I just decided to go ahead and put things in. The mannequins there, the clothing, and then there's some beads, barrettes, plastic caps, pantyhose, scarves. And then here, this wall, I decided to take my IKEA shelving and just use this for mannequins. And you'll see that I use the same mannequin in this room to give it that boutique, elegant, uniform look. So these are all the same mannequin, same style. Like the top row, I have a whole row, and I think I'm eventually going to do that with the second and third row. The bottom, I don't know if I'm going to put mannequins down there or if I'm going to leave products down there. I'm going to have to ask my staff, what do they think? What's their opinion? Two heads are better than one. And a lot of times they have great ideas. I love my wig area. I'm constantly just looking for ways to improve it. But my customers are able to come in and sit down at the table and try on their wig. And then we have brush there. We have the wig caps on the wig table. And then we have actually 2 tables. So if there's 2 customers needing to try on the wig, they can. And then this wall here, I decided to make into a crochet hair wall because you need a lot of space for braiding hair. So that's what this wall is. For the most part, it's crochet braiding hair. My human wigs, they're up top here. That's where they reside so that they can be out of the way. We can keep a better eye on them if they're up top, out of the way. And we have makeup products in this section here. And then I use like little pieces of shelving like that to make up for not having a lot of space, or industrial shelving. And then I have this room here that, like I said, this is going to also eventually be torn down. I just had a lot of, this is really my resale room because I have a passion for resale. Now, not all of these things are resale items, but there are a lot of resale items in here. Some of these things, quite a few of them are new, but I've had a passion for resale. I used to own a thrift store, and I'm going to continue to have resale in my beauty supply store. It's just something I really enjoy doing. I'm able to be creative with it. Eventually, this wall is going to be torn down as well. So that's my store. That's where I am. This is all my sales space. And I'm going to be, through the back there, I'm going to be adding a suite for a hairdresser. So that's going to bring in revenue as well. And I'm just excited with where everything is. I'm grateful that God gave me this opportunity to have this business, to grow it, to nurture it, and to build it. I'm also grateful that I have the opportunity to share it with you, to share my journey with you, so that if you have a dream or if you want to build a business, you can know that you can start small. I started in a 400 square foot suite, and I moved on the 4th floor, and then I moved to the 1st floor into a 1,200 square foot space in the building in a suite. And then I graduated from there and I moved to this brick and mortar on a busy street. And so I've graduated each time to something bigger and something better. So I just want you to know that you're able to do that. Just start small. Start small. Don't feel like you need to start large. Even if you have a bank loan, just be careful, because if you buy a bunch of the wrong product or make a bunch of decisions that are not going to build your business, before you know it, that money will be gone and you'll owe that money back. And then you'll learn later, oh, I should have did it this way. Like I learned later that no, I got to promote harder. There's no hairdressers and barbers just automatically coming to me. I've got to promote harder. I wouldn't have wanted to make that mistake on a $100,000 loan. I wouldn't have wanted to make that mistake on that kind of money. Start small. And even if you don't decide to start small, the coaching is going to help you avoid some mistakes that you might make if you don't start small. I'm glad to be of service to you, doing something for our people, and I'm grateful to you for tuning in to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be bringing you all brand new videos. And if you want coaching, visit Tanisha'sBeautySupply.com. I'll see you in the next video.